In a world paralyzed by analysis and groupthink, there exists a man who cuts through complexity with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel. While others form committees, seek endless validation, and hesitate at crossroads, he moves with a quiet certainty that seems almost supernatural. This is the Sigma male making decisions, not with haste, but with a clarity that separates him from the confused masses. His choices may appear mysterious or even reckless to outsiders, but they're actually the product of a sophisticated internal operating system few understand. If you've ever wondered how some men consistently make decisions that position them for success while avoiding the traps that ensnare others, you're about to discover the hidden architecture behind the Sigma male's decision-making prowess. Today, we reveal the 8 decision-making secrets that give Sigma males their remarkable advantage in navigating life's complexities. 1. The elimination of committee mentality. The first and most fundamental secret lies in what the Sigma male doesn't do. He doesn't form committees in his mind. While others seek safety in numbers by consulting friends, family, and colleagues before major decisions, he understands that committee thinking inevitably leads to watered-down, mediocre outcomes. This isn't about arrogance, but rather a profound understanding of responsibility. He knows that if he's ultimately accountable for the results, the decision must be his alone. The psychology behind this is crucial. By not outsourcing his thinking, he maintains complete intellectual sovereignty. When considering a career change, he doesn't poll his social circle for opinions. When facing a relationship crossroads, he doesn't seek validation from friends. This habit forces him to develop his own judgment through trial and error, creating a feedback loop that continuously sharpens his decision-making capabilities. The result is a man who trusts his own assessment above the noisy opinions of the crowd. 2. The pre-established value framework. Before any specific decision even arises, the Sigma male has already built a comprehensive value system that serves as his decision-making compass. He's clarified what matters most to him, whether it's freedom, truth, growth, or autonomy, and uses these core principles as filtering mechanisms. When faced with a choice, he doesn't start from scratch each time. Instead, he runs options through his pre-established value grid. A job offer might be financially attractive but fail his freedom metric. A relationship might be comfortable but violate his growth principle. This systematic approach eliminates the paralysis that comes from weighing endless pros and cons. His values do the heavy lifting, making many decisions almost automatic. While others struggle with what-if scenarios, he's already moved forward because his foundational principles have already done the deliberating for him. 3. The 70% rule applied to information gathering. Conventional wisdom suggests gathering as much information as possible before deciding. The Sigma male operates differently. He follows what we might call the 70% rule. Once he has approximately 70% of the information needed to make a reasonable decision, he acts. He understands that the diminishing returns of seeking the final 30% of information often cost more in missed opportunities than they provide in additional certainty. This approach recognizes that perfect information is a myth and that excessive analysis creates its own form of risk, the risk of inaction. In business, this means launching a product when it's well-developed rather than perfect. In personal life, it means making moves when the direction is clear rather than waiting for absolute guarantees. This habit creates tremendous momentum in his life, allowing him to capitalize on windows of opportunity that close for those still deliberating. 4. Emotional detachment as a strategic tool. Perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of Sigma decision-making is his emotional detachment. This isn't coldness, but rather a sophisticated psychological maneuver, the temporary separation of emotion from analysis. When evaluating a decision, he consciously creates space between his feelings and his assessment. If he's angry about a business betrayal, he acknowledges the emotion, but doesn't let it dictate his response. If he's emotionally invested in a relationship, he still applies logical criteria to his choices. This emotional governance prevents the common pitfalls of decision-making: revenge choices, fear-based avoidance, or attachment-driven compromises. The secret lies in his ability to honor his emotions without being ruled by them, creating decisions that stand the test of time rather than serving temporary emotional states. 5. The implementation of cost of delayed action calculations. While others focus solely on the risks of action, the Sigma male gives equal weight to the hidden costs of inaction. He regularly asks, what will this indecision cost me in 6 months? In 1 year? In 5 years? This forward-thinking calculation reveals opportunities lost, skills not developed, and compound interest not earned through delayed action. When considering whether to leave a comfortable job, he doesn't just weigh the security he might lose, but also the growth he's forfeiting by staying. When debating a difficult conversation, he considers not just the immediate discomfort, but the resentment that will build through silence. This comprehensive cost accounting prevents the subtle tragedy of opportunities missed through cautious hesitation, positioning him to capture gains that the overly cautious never realize. 6. The practice of scenario visualization and premortem analysis. Before committing to significant decisions, the Sigma male conducts sophisticated mental simulations. He doesn't just imagine best-case scenarios. He actively visualizes failure modes through what's called premortem analysis. He asks, if this decision were to fail spectacularly 6 months from now, what would have caused that failure? This counterintuitive practice identifies potential pitfalls before they manifest. When contemplating a business partnership, he imagines the ways it could dissolve acrimoniously and builds safeguards accordingly. When considering a major purchase, he visualizes buyer's remorse scenarios to test his actual commitment. This habit creates decisions that are robust, resilient, and prepared for various outcomes rather than optimistic bets that crumble under reality's weight. 7. The application of sunk cost awareness. Human psychology naturally falls prey to the sunk cost fallacy, continuing investments based on what we've already spent rather than future value. The Sigma male has trained himself to recognize and resist this trap. He regularly asks, if I were coming to this situation fresh today, with no prior investment, what would I do? This mental reset allows him to cut losses that others persist with due to emotional or financial investments already made. Whether it's leaving a failing business, ending an unhealthy relationship, or abandoning a project that's no longer viable, his decisions are guided by forward-looking potential rather than backward-looking attachments. This clear-eyed assessment prevents the slow drains on his time, energy, and resources that cripple those who can't walk away from diminishing returns. 8. The integration of physical intelligence in decision states. The final secret involves what might be called physical intelligence. The Sigma male understands that decision quality is profoundly influenced by physical and mental states. He never makes important decisions when tired, hungry, angry, or emotionally charged. He's developed awareness of how his cognitive abilities fluctuate throughout the day and schedules important deliberations accordingly. If he notices himself in a suboptimal state, he deliberately delays deciding until he's restored his baseline. This might mean taking a walk to clear his mind, ensuring he's properly nourished before important choices, or sleeping on decisions to allow subconscious processing. This physical awareness prevents the state-dependent decisions that people later regret. The angry emails sent, the impulsive purchases made, the commitments agreed to when exhausted. By governing his decision environment as carefully as his decision process, he ensures his choices emerge from his clearest, most capable self. These 8 decision-making secrets form an integrated system that allows the Sigma male to navigate life with unusual precision and effectiveness. They're not random tricks, but interconnected habits that reinforce his independence and sharpen his judgment. What makes this approach so powerful is that it's available to anyone willing to develop the self-awareness and discipline required. The Sigma male's decision-making advantage doesn't come from superior intelligence or special privileges, but from consistently applying these principles when others default to social conformity and emotional reactivity. To understand how this decision-making prowess develops from early experiences, I recommend watching our video,